at this time. This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV. The headlines: 70,000 naira minimum wage. Federal government begins payment. Salaries rise to 4 trillion naira. Bobrisky representative comments probe. Prison controller suspended. Alleged missing 49.8 billion naira. Why Sanusi had to go as CBN governor, says Goodluck Jonathan. Details coming up shortly. Welcome back. I am Idris Amina. Now the news in full. 7 months after it began negotiations that ended with 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage, the federal government on Thursday began payment of the new salary and its consequential adjustment to public servants across all levels of the federal civil service. This means over 1.2 million civil servants on the payroll of the federal government will be paid the newly approved minimum wage in September. The warrant for this month's salaries signed by the Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Oluwatoyin Madin, and addressed to the Budget Office of the Federation directed the commencement of the new payments. This was as documents obtained by journalists from the National Income, Salaries and Wages Commission revealed the amount civil servants under the consolidated public service salary structure would earn per cadre. And in another news, the House of Representatives on Thursday began a probe into the alleged bribery of officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, as well as officials of the Nigerian Correctional Service by controversial cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, alias Bobrisky, who was convicted and sentenced to prison for naira abuse. This was as the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services Board on Thursday announced the suspension of 2 deputy controllers in charge of the Kirikiri Medium Custodian Center in Lagos of Bobrisky's bribery allegations. Trouble started earlier in the week following a voice note shared by Martins Ose, aka Very Dark Man, in which Bobrisky was heard claiming that after his conviction and sentences for abuse of the naira note in April, his godfather, in collaboration with the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, arranged for him to serve a 6-month sentence in a private apartment. Those suspended, according to a memo on Thursday, which was signed by the Secretary of the Board, Jafaru Ahmed, are the Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of Medium Security Custodial Center, Kirikiri, Lagos State, Michael Anugwa, and Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of MSCC, Kirikiri, Lagos State, Sikiru Adekunle. And now former President Goodluck Jonathan and ex-governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria during his tenure and now Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, yesterday openly disagreed over the sack of the latter. Sanusi had said in the book he co-authored with the former Minister of Finance, Shamsuddin Usman, that the former president sacked him because he blew the whistle on the 49.8 billion naira allegedly stolen from the government's coffers during his tenure. But replying to the monarch, Jonathan said Sanusi, was only suspended over the query raised by the Financial Reporting Council over expenses of the Apex Bank, adding that had his tenure not expired, he would have been recalled to office. The former president, who spoke during the launch of the book, Public Policy and Agent Interest, Perspective from the Emerging World, mentioned that he does not agree completely with some issues raised by one of the contributors, but he do not intend to join issues because he is a royal father and he is here. Jonathan said he was vindicated about the claim after the former CBN governor began to change the narrative from $49 billion to $20 billion and later to $12 billion. He added that PricewaterhouseCoopers, which investigated the matter, revealed that no such amount of money was stolen, but noted that $1.48 billion could not be accounted for by the NNPC at the time. He also recalled that the then Senate Committee on Finance, led by Senator Ahmed McCarthy, investigated the issue and found the claims unfounded. Speaking further, Jonathan, who chaired the book launch, in his opening remark, insisted that no such amount was lost in his government. This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come, federal government probing bandit sponsors, say Defense Headquarters. Details coming up shortly. It's good to know you're still with us and you're watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Moving on, the Defense Headquarters said investigations are actively underway into allegations of banditry sponsorship in the Northwest region. The DHQ's Director of Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, disclosed this on Thursday at a press briefing in Abuja, affirming that relevant agencies tasked with such responsibilities were diligently investigating the matter. The development comes on the heels of accusations and counter-accusations between the Minister of State for Defense and immediate past Governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle, and his successor, Dauda Lawal, over banditry sponsorship. On Tuesday, Matawalle challenged Lawal to swear by the Holy Quran that he had no involvement in the sponsorship of bandits. In response, Lawal vowed to release evidence against the minister, adding that he had also reported the matter to the National Security Advisor and President Bola Tinubu. When asked about the military's role regarding the allegations involving the two influential Nigerians, the DHQ spokesman Buba said the matter was being looked into. Buba said notwithstanding, the military was focused on winning the war against banditry and was focused on destroying their fighting way. And in another news, Mrs. Patience Umo Eno, wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno, is dead. The State Commissioner for Information in MM Obong announced the First Lady's death in a press statement issued in the early hours of Friday. According to the Commissioner, the First Lady died at a hospital on September 26, 2024, surrounded by family members. The statement, titled Unexpected Sunsets, read, "It is with heavy heart that we announce the passing of the wife of the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Her Excellency Pastor Mrs. Patience Umo Eno, following an illness." And now, in a shocking turn of events, the much anticipated airdrop from crypto mining app Hamster Combat, which had been trending for months, has left thousands of Nigerians in uproar. After 5 long months of continuous tapping to earn rewards, users expected substantial payouts promised by the coin's promoters, some dreaming of becoming millionaires. However, as the coin finally launched on Thursday, the reality hit hard. Instead of the massive financial rewards users had been led to believe, most payouts so far range from a mere $1 to $4. Unconfirmed reports about the highest earner so far range from $7 to $17. Social media is ablaze with frustrations as disgruntled users lament receiving as little as 2.75 naira for their efforts. The campaign, which had promised to turn everyday Nigerians into billionaires and CEOs, has insisted sparked widespread disappointment and anger. Nigerians have taken to various platforms to express their outrage, accusing Hamster Coin of misleading them. The once hopeful community of tappers is now filled with tears and wailings, as what was supposed to be a life-changing opportunity has turned into a bitter letdown. Hamster Combats came to life in March 2024. On Thursday afternoon, the official X account, #Hamster_Combats, announced the coin's long-awaited launch. And now, a Nigerian associate professor of orthopedic surgery, Dr. Julius Oni, has relocated back to Nigeria after spending 25 years in the United States. In a video that has since gone viral, Oni shared details about his decision, saying he reversed Japa from the US to Nigeria 6 weeks ago, referencing the popular Nigerian term Japa, which means to flee or emigrate in search of better opportunities. Oni, who took a leave of absence from his role as Johns Hopkins, returned to his home country with a mission to transform healthcare and provide quality orthopedic care to Nigerians. Oni, who is also the CEO of a private equity firm, Excite Capital, revealed that his return to Nigeria was driven by a deep belief that Nigerians deserve access to world-class healthcare. As part of his mission, he has launched DOC Medical Nigeria, a facility focused on providing high-quality care. In the video caption on his Instagram account, the doctor highlighted some of his recent accomplishments since opening DOC Medical Nigeria, including performing his first series of surgeries and holding free medical clinics in partnership with other organizations. He also noted that he has consulted with patients outside Nigeria. So you're watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Control of small arms and light weapons and its impacts on insecurity. Join us shortly as we discuss our topic today with our guests. Stay tuned. Welcome back. There are reports in the media of several violent crimes within the country, crimes involving the attacks of persons and properties, reports of police stations nationwide being looted, leaving a significant amount of weapons unaccounted for circulating the country. This portends danger for the country because of the havoc these weapons will be used to perpetuate. The illegal possession of firearms will continue to promote various forms of crimes, fuel violent conflicts, promote militancy, and escalate acts of terrorism, thereby undermining the country's peace and development. The uncontrolled proliferation of small arms and light weapons has caused the death and displacement of several citizens and has had devastating consequences for human security. Therefore, small arms remain a factor in armed conflicts, organized crimes, and acts of terrorism, thereby sabotaging reconciliation, safety, and security efforts. There is an intricate connection between the proliferation of small arms and light weapons and the prevalence of violent conflicts in Nigeria, which is fueling insecurity. The increase in criminal herdsmen activities, kidnapping, and Boko Haram insurgents are the resultant effects of excessive availability of arms in the country. Now, let me invite a security expert in the person of Dr. Yahuza Getso to take us through on this topic. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you? Good afternoon, viewers and listeners.
So I'll start by asking, how much is the impact of small arms and light weapons on insecurity? Sorry.
Well, the impact of possession or illegal possession of arms or firearms on the people of Nigeria is really something that we can say is much. For outlying reasons. One, It is the illegal possession of firearms that led the people of Niger Delta to have taken arm and fighting the security. Two, it has economic implication. Three, it has political implication. Four, it has social implication. And five, it has a regional implication. And number six, we can say that it poses the threat of emergence of Boko Haram and that of ISWAP, as well as the Fulani Ada clash, Ada Farmers clash, and also the issue of Boko Haram that has been disturbing, and they have been terrorizing the northeastern part of the country. And it is as a result of illegal possession of firearms, we are having issues almost all over the country and almost everywhere.
All right, so how do small arms and light weapons affect conflict, security, and human development? How does it affect human development?
It affects human development in terms of the economic and financial crisis. It affects the human development in terms of economic prosperity. It affects the human development in terms of absence of investors, the refusal of the investors to come closer to invest. It has an implication in respect to even the government is being distracted, and then it is creating an enabling environment where each and every idiot can come to Nigeria and launch his attack and make one name or the other.
So what are the frameworks for guiding efforts to curb illicit small arms and proliferation at the country level? I said, what are the frameworks for guiding efforts to curb illicit small arms proliferation at the country level? What are the frameworks that are put in place to curb the illicit small arms and proliferation in Nigeria?
Well, there is a policy made by the government, which is being supervised under the direct supervision of the Office of the National Security Advisor, as well as the other measures which I will not want to discuss it on air. And I believe Nigeria is doing much and is making all efforts to ensure that, especially under the auspices of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the supervision of the National Security Advisor, they are working out to find a lasting solution, or else to be able to curb the menace.
So I'm curious to ask, these small arms and light weapons, are they not normally used for self-defense?
They are not really being used for self-defense. Different category of criminals are using it as a tactical measure and a strategic measure, as well as an operational instrument to attain their goal. So it is not only being made for protective measure, because check with the police and know how many licenses have been given. In fact, it is very difficult because some of these modernized firearms is being fabricated locally. And when you see the fabricated one, you cannot even distinguish it between the one that came from the Western world or any other modern manufacturer. So it is very dangerous, and we need to work hard to see that we find a lasting solution to addressing this problem. Otherwise, we'll continue to dive into the challenges of insecurity, and that will never bring an end to it.
So as a security expert, how do you prefer solution to this? Because sometimes it is important for an individual to go around with small arms in the case of insecurity that's pervading the country, because you might be attacked unannounced and you might need to defend yourself in such situations. So how do you curb this?
Well, you can curb the proliferation of light and other firearms by doing 7 outlines as follows. 1, those who were found behind the importation should be dealt with accordingly. 2, those who are using it in order to launch their attack, the cowardice attack, will be dealt with accordingly. And three, there is need to empower the personnel in terms of building their capacity to understand more. And number four, there is need for government to redouble investment into technological investment in respect to borrowing and buying another a different idea and tips on how to promote for Nigerians to understand the implication of having the possession of illegal firearms. And at the same time, we need to fight corruption. Not now that we are, when I say fighting corruption, is I'm talking on practical fighting corruption, not political and public fighting corruption. So I think that is another way forward for us to